like to use Picmonkey to edit or create collages, and I use the free version of Picmonkey. There's plenty of things in there for me to use. It's relatively inexpensive if you want to upgrade, but I don't find any reason to. The first thing you'll want to do is I want to edit a photo. Well, I have to get my photo into Picmonkey. So all I do is go over here to edit. I choose where I'm going to get my picture from. I'm getting my picture from my computer, so I'm going to click on that. And file will upload. Right now I'm in my Rustic Shop Merchandise pictures. I want to find a picture that I want to turn into an ad for my fan page. And I know which one I want. Here she is. Double click on the picture and it opens up in Picmonkey. I'm going to do this lamp that we got a little while back, the mermaid. Now there's several things. You have tools over here that you can use to change over. Right now we're in the crop, canvas color, rotate. If you need to rotate your picture, you would just click on that box and change it, and click apply. I'm going to cancel it because she was in the right direction. Exposure, if you click on this, if you want to adjust the brightness, the highlights, the shadows, the contrast, you just slide this back and forth. You can see how the changes are happening, and you would click on apply. Now some of the things that you can do to make your picture stand out a little more is if you come over here, you click on frames. You can add a frame, or you can make this background just rounded. I kind of like the museum mats and I use them a lot, so I'm going to click on a museum mat. Now here I've got a thin frame and a thin mat. Over here I can change the outer color of the frame by clicking on this little drop down arrow here. I can come up here and change, see how it's changing as we're going through, the outer color of this frame. Let's just for fun make it nice and bright. I can change here by sliding this, the thickness of the frame. I like that. See how she's starting to stand out a little more? You can change the inner color. If you click on the little drop down here by inner color, you can change the inner color of the mat. Kind of something that will go along with the feel of the picture, or you can get bright and crazy. I really liked the original white that was on here, so I'm not going to do anything with changing the color there, but I may want to change the thickness. So if I go here and slide this, look at the difference there. I do like the thickness change. So now I want to make sure you hit apply to make those changes. Now another thing is I want to add the logo to my picture. Whoops. Sorry, yes I did. I clicked on text. I want to go back here. I want to click on the logo to add a logo to my picture. They're called overlays. That's what this little butterfly is. So on the overlays, I want to add my own. So here I'm going to click on add your own, and whoops, that's for another company. Let me get to the Rustic Shop and find approved logos, and I have mine saved in a folder, and I want to come down here and add my logo. Double clicked on it. Now right here you'll see a little box has shown up. And over here, you're going to see some things that you can work with the overlay. Now what I'm going to do is I like to put mine up here in the left-hand corner most of the time, but sometimes I'll put it over on the right. And I want to make this a little bit larger. It's too small to be seen. So if I come to the corners, and oftentimes if you've seen, and I'll show you. Let me come to the corner and slide it out from the corner. You can see it's gotten bigger. We can fit it right up there. Let's see if we can make it a little bit larger. Right there, fits nicely right in there. Now, oftentimes, and let's see if it works in this case, see how it looks pretty normal there. I've seen people's, well, it's not going to do it in this program, but some programs, if you don't pull from the corners and you pull from the edge, it distorts the font and it'll look all stretched out. It will do the same thing for pictures. Always try and pull from the corners. Of course, not all programs are the same, but if you see a distortion in your picture or distortion in your font, and when you're trying to size it to fit in something, it's because you've pulled from the middle out and not used a corner to slide it over. So I'm good with the color because that's our rustic shop colors there. So I'm not going to change my color on this, and if I just click out of the area here, out of the area there, then that goes away and I've put my logo in. Now let's add some text. Something that is really important, and everybody should be doing this no matter what picture you post in Facebook and other places, should have your business name and your website address. Those two things should be on every post that you make. Otherwise, how do people find you? Maybe they just look at the name and they go, oh, I remember that name, and they go to type it into a Facebook name search. There might be somebody else out there with the same name, Trendy Cowgirl, and they get confused and click on that. I know definitely there's a Cowgirl Trendy. So it's always good to have your links and information on your pages. Now I am going to add text, so I want to click on the text, and a text box shows up here. Now I need to, here is where I'm going to add, if you click within the box, now your cursor is there and you can start typing. And I am going to add my website link. I have bought a domain name, so my website link is nice and short. It's www.shoptrendycowgirl.com. Now you see how it moved on to a second layer? If I highlight this now within there, I can come over here and change the size of the font two ways. I can change it here, or I can just slide this bar over. Now I've made it a little bit smaller and it shows up all on one line. Now if I click out of the area, I'm able to move this font to where I'd like it to be. And I don't want it right next to the picture. I want it down in the corner a little bit. Now, if I click on it again, it highlights, and maybe I want to change the color. If I come up here and I slide this around, you see how this, as I'm moving this dot, a color bar is showing up here? Well, I'm going to move it around and pick something that's going to blend in a little bit with what we have going on already. And if I come down here and click that, we can see that it's there. Now, personally, I don't think that's dark enough for people to notice. Other people may not want it to show as dark, but I want people to know my shop, how to get to me, my name there. I can highlight on it again, click it, and make it go bold, and then check to see if I like that a little bit better. See how it moved over here a little bit? So I want to slide it over. But I still personally want it a little bit darker. So I'm going to click on that and come over here and move this again and bring it down and make it a little bit darker, but stay in the blue family. And I'm happy with that. And if I click here in the picture, I've got placement where I want it, and I click here, and she's done. She's ready for me to save. So I come up here and save. This next box will open up. You're going to come over here, and I want to save it to my computer. It's already named Mermaid Lab. I want to save to my computer. It's going to ask me where I want to save it. I don't want to save it in downloads. I want to save it in my Rustic shop. I have my Rustic shop in OneDrive. The Rustic shop, I want to put her in my merchandise pictures folder and click save. Now I already have the basic picture in there, so it's going to ask me if I want to replace it, and yes, I do want to replace it. So I will just tell it yes. And it's going through the save motion. It just saved. It told me real quick there it was saved. And that's all there is to using Picmonkey. Now if you wanted to come over here and see some other things on what they do, you have basic edits. And basic edits was where we started at with crop, canvas color, rotate, exposure, colors, sharpen, resize. You've got some editing tools where you can add different features. Now here's something with Picmonkey. You see these little crowns here? These features are only available with the upgrade. Like I said, I've never used any of these, or wanted to anyway, so I've not done it. You've got text. That's something I didn't show you. Let's go back over here to the text. Let me click on this. It's there, because even though I saved it, I can still make changes while I'm in Picmonkey. So let's say we want a different text. So let's highlight this and come over here. Look at all these different kinds of text you can use. All sorts of things. So you would just click on one. So let's try lobster 2. I like that one, kind of curly. There she is. Click off of it, and there's the other text. You want to move it, you click on it and move the box over a little bit. So that's kind of a scriptive, kind of pretty little text there. Click on it again, click on it, and shadows into the light. A little longer in the letters. So there's so many. Eraser dust. There you go. That's great on a blackboard, black and white. So, and I want to go back to my original one, and I'm just going to click that. And I will have to move her back over because the way the text is, it made it just a little bit longer. So get that bar and move it over. And that's all there is to using Picmonkey. I hope you guys liked it, and it gives you some hints. If you have any questions, just send me a message. I'll help you out.